Ever since we started hallucinating in the hospital, we thought we saw Doggy, maybe we didn't even see Doggy in the forest. Ever since then, it's been kind of a blur of what's real and what's not. But if we follow the line, we leave the hospital, we go to the metro, Bunny is sick and we leave. While Bunny's fighting off the monsters, we then arrive sometime later to a carnival, which leads us to now, Chapter 8, the Carnival. So today what we're going to be doing is looking at all the notes around the map and pointing out some secrets you may have missed. I would also love your feedback on what you think of this. I also have a lot of videos coming out to the channel, so be on the lookout if you want to know what else may happen in the story. But with that being said, let's take a look at some of the secrets in Chapter 8. Also, if you want to know more secrets and what will possibly happen in the next chapters, make sure you are subscribed to the channel so you don't miss a Piggy video. Leaving a like and sharing it is also much appreciated, and I thank you all so much. Let's get straight into it. Okay, so in the end, our theory actually boiled down to one of the choices that we gave you guys in Chapter 8 to actually choose, which was it was between a zoo, a circus, a warehouse, or a farm, and the most people voted a circus. And check this out, we actually went to pretty much a circus, but it's the carnival. How cool is that? So when we start out in Chapter 8, again, I'm going to break down everything that happens in Chapter 8 right now. So again, if you did not watch Chapter 8, or if you did not finish Chapter 8, and if you want to finish it, we did do a playthrough on it where we actually escape, because this video will contain spoilers. So I'll give you a little bit of time. If you want to go check out another video right now on me completing it and come back to here so it can all make sense for the next chapter, I suggest you do so. I think we can continue. Okay, so Chapter 8 starts out with a scene from the metro station, it looks like, and you say you better be ready, Mr. P, because right now we're a little bit confused and angry about what's going on, and you pretty much say again, Mr. P, I'm coming for you. So this almost looks like a carnival based around Mr. P. If we look around the outside, I thought that was really cool that Minitoon added that, like, around the actual border was Mr. P. So I know in the screenshot that was revealed, we thought it was maybe hay bales in the back or something along those lines, but it turns out to be just kind of a massive potato fence, at least. So it was a little bit scary entering that, and they also introduced two new characters, which was Pony and Clowny, which Clowny is extremely scary, but also probably one of my favorites, I would have to say. So there's notes around the map, as they are in every chapter, and we're getting closer and closer to the story. Again, this is set out to have 12 chapters. Also, Foxy is trapped in the cage as well in Chapter 8, if you didn't notice. But if we take a look at a note here, it says, do not open, monster inside, TSP. So in this chapter, there is notes written by someone with the initials TSP. I believe we actually know who this is, which I will cover in a video coming to the channel. So be on the lookout for that one, and I'll get more into detail focused on that later. So don't open, monster inside, which the monster inside is actually Foxy, which is also quite scary. Again, these monsters are infected too, so it's really dangerous to also see these aggressive things. I thought I was also going to see Doggy maybe here, but we don't see Doggy and we don't see Bunny at all in this chapter. But there's also a note inside of this here, and it says, why did my friends leave me in here? So my theory is that maybe someone left Foxy in here. This note isn't written by TSP or Mr. P at all, but this note could have been written by Foxy right here, and maybe written this note while, you know, turning into this aggressive infected person now, or before Foxy got infected. Maybe Foxy written this note and then turned into the infected. So that's something to also bear in mind, that this note was probably written right before Foxy was fully infected, and is probably just not aware of what's going on right now. So seems a lot of stuff is taking place in this carnival. And again, I am going to point out some things that you will find quite interesting, and things that you will also realize, like, wait, I've seen this before. And again, I would love to hear your feedback and thoughts and theories on this too. Again, that's going to also help out in the leading videos coming to the channel, and I'll also share some of my thoughts and feedbacks as well. And a lot of you guys are really good at the theories too, and I love doing these theories too because I always love to see what's going to happen, what's not going to happen. We've been doing that on the channel a long time with updates, also other games too. So if we check out this next note, which this next note is going to reveal quite a lot, and it's going to make things a little bit scary as well, and I was a little bit shocked that we actually saw this note because it mentions Doggy, if I'm not mistaken, and the Doggy mention, which again we don't see Doggy or Bunny, but let's take a look at this note, which is inside of this purple tent, and it says Doggy and Foxy got what was coming to them, and this note was written by TSP. Now that's by TSP. Again, I'll get into more detail about who I think TSP is, and I'm pretty sure I'm about 99% right on who TSP possibly is. But one thing else I want to point out is at the very entrance of this too, there's a note as well that says, to those looking for safety, this is the worst place to look. So this was also by TSP. So again, we got new notes introduced in this, but let me point something out here. If you did not notice, the cars in the actual parking lot here at the entrance. So if we just take a look at these cars, we have a blue car, we have a green car, we have a red car, and there's an orange flip car. Now again, I don't know if they're using these cars in plots, but I do think that these cars do represent some of the animals. So let's take example, Doggy is the red car. We know that because Doggy has been driving the red car forever, and yeah, Doggy is, we've just been the passenger seat in Doggy's car. But the first time we see Doggy's car is actually leaving the station, which leads us to the gallery, and it runs out of gas at the gallery. And then from that point on, I don't think we see the red car anymore. But then that brings us into chapter 4, I believe, which is the forest. And in the forest, we also see two cars there in the forest. I think we don't see the red car, and I believe we don't see the blue car, if I'm not mistaken either. So we do see some cars in the forest, but it's the green car and the orange car. I have no idea who these cars actually belong to, or if they're just there as props, but it could be that maybe this is actually showing maybe these cars belong to Foxy. You know, the orange car could also belong to Foxy. Fox is also in a forest too, which is why the orange car could possibly be there as well, and the other car could also belong to, who knows, maybe Clowny. Don't think it's Clowny, but it could be just, again, another animal. So those are the notes that we found in chapter 8, just the notes around, but there was a really cool theory at the end. So let's go ahead and talk about the ending of chapter 8, because the ending of chapter 8 is very important as it's going to roll us into what chapter 9 will possibly be. So after doing a series of things in the carnival in order to escape, which I must admit that Minitoon, if you're watching this, you did such a great job on this map, you and the team, if it was someone else, and they did such a great job on this map. It was a lot of fun to play, and again, I've been really enjoying it a lot, and also the story too. So in the end, you escape, and what happens is you don't find Mr. P in the carnival, but however, you say, Mr. P, I'm here too, who are you? And you get someone, you're kind of introduced to two new characters. We have Pony and we have Zizzy, which I think Zizzy is the zebra, like the zebra animal. And it says, Zizzy, are they infected? And that's Pony talking. And the thing is, what we learned as well is that Zizzy, I always have trouble saying that for some reason. Zizzy tells Pony that the infected don't talk. So now we know, like, animals like Doggy or animals like Foxy, they don't talk at all. They can't see. They're pretty much blinded with rage. Now, during this scene, if you notice, if we zoom in here, you'll notice something in the background as well. And check this out. It's a picture of what can appear to be either Mr. P's wife or Mr. P's daughter. I will get into more detail about that later, but that's a really cool Easter egg slash secret there as well, which you may have not noticed if you're just kind of playing in it and it slides by, but this was probably one of the biggest secret reveals in chapter 8 right here, because now we know this could be the reason to some of maybe Mr. P's action, if Mr. P is actually evil, or are we looking at an alternate character, TSP? again, which we will get more detail into that. So after talking to Pony and Zizzy, what happens is that Pony kind of appears to know what's going on, but I think Pony's just a little bit derpy possibly. And so Zizzy introduces herself as, I'm Zizzy, and this is my friend Pony. So very cool. Also outfits as well. I think Minitoon was thinking about naming Zizzy Musketeer, but you also introduce yourself and you ask them, what are you doing here? And Zizzy says, we came to look for survivors. We've got a safe place. So they're coming to save and look for survivors. And Pony says, oh, look, they've got a friend too. But Pony is a little bit derpy, so didn't realize that. So Zizzy says, that's no friend, that's one of them, which is one of the infected. And Pony goes and saves the day. Don't worry, I got this. And bam, knocks out Foxy right there before Fox can actually kill us. And I say, thanks, that was a close one. So Zizzy says, let's bring you back with us. This place is dangerous. So what we know from chapter 8 right now is that the notes are also tying into a new character, TSP, which again, I'll get into more detail about that one. We also know the picture at the very end revealed a connection to Mr. P. So I would hate to say it, but who's to say that Mr. P, of course, doesn't have even more of a reason of doing what he's doing, or if Mr. P is actually innocent. Not saying he's innocent now, he's still evil to me, but those notes don't appear to be left by Mr. P. Then we also have Zizzy and Pony right now, who are taking us to a safe place, which will also lead us into chapter 9 as well. So if you have any chapter 9 predictions on where this one may be, feel free to comment them down below. I'm also going to be sharing my thoughts and opinions on chapter 9 on the channel. Again, if you're interested in watching those, be on the lookout for. But those are the secrets. Let me know if I missed any other secrets down below in the comments. Again, with the cars, also, what do you think? Who do you think the cars actually belong to, each character? So we have the cars, we have the notes, and we also have that secret picture at the very end, which could also be Mr. P's daughter or Mr. P's wife. So we'll be on the lookout for that. But I thank you all so much for tuning in. Again, if you did enjoy, feel free to leave a like and share it, and also feel free to subscribe for more, and if you're new to the channel, and I will see you in the next video.